I'm coming in loud and clear. Might hear me on the radio. Breaker, breaker, 19. Anybody got their ears on?
Well, hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Farms in the mountains, North Carolina. Before I get on to tonight's video, don't forget, I've got a second channel, Farpoint Farms, Restorations and Repairs. We focus on tool reviews, automotive work, and, you know, mini bikes, go-karts, fun stuff like that. And we've got a new website, farpointfarms, with an S at the end, .com. It also has some forums that are pretty cool. I hope you'll check it out and maybe join the conversations over there. But tonight, the XHDATA, the D219. This is an entry-level shortwave radio, and I think you're going to like it. 11-band receiver, it says here. This is an affordable shortwave, and I love these things. This is an analog setup, but I think once we get this thing plugged in, you'll see why it is that these are so popular around the world, and why it is you should consider something like this for your own arsenal of cool-looking radios. There it is, FM1, FM2. So it does do 64 to 87 and 87 to 108. That's kind of unusual here. But we do have the FM and AM bands. You can see a terrestrial AM band. And then, of course, shortwave. Lots of different shortwave bands. Looks like we got coverage all the way from 520 megahertz all the way up to 22 megahertz. So that covers nearly all of the shortwave bands and ham bands as well. On the side here, volume on and off, tuning control. Plus it's got a little wrist strap here, that's kind of cool. On this side, nothing. On the bottom, nothing. On the top, though, we do have an earphone plug-in here, an on-off switch here, and a DC 5-volt in. So you can get a charging cable for this. It does not come with a charging cable, so be aware that if you want to do either power, shore power, or you want to recharge batteries, I'm not even sure this can do a recharge, but if you want to, that's something you're going to have to supply yourself. Then, of course, it does have an FM antenna, and it's about, I'd say, 2 feet long at most. And it also does have this, which is kind of cool. You can set it on the table instead of laying it flat. So there's that little thing like that. So it's kind of cool. Nice. As far as the manual goes, let's take a look and see what we got here. It is the D219 11-band world receiver. And you can go through all this on your own pleasure. But it looks like about 6 pages in English and then some other languages as well. As far as how to power it up, it looks like it takes 2, maybe 3, 2 AA batteries, I think is what it looks like. Let me give it a shot and we'll see what we find. All right, with the batteries in, we'll go ahead and turn it on and turn our volume up. We're going to start off at FM1, that's 87 through 108, and let's see what we can find. So I can't keep it on any kind of music.
Israeli settler in the northern West Bank.
There we go.
Israeli forces killed a 14-year-old teenager Sunday in a raid in the West Bank city of Jenin. The Pentagon says U.S. forces killed 12 al-Shabaab fighters.
So I don't know how this is coming across on the you know, the microphone here picking up, but I would say it's a little bit treble. A lot of treble in this speaker. Is not a very bassy sound. Not a bad thing. I mean, let's face it, we're not really going to be using a radio like this to listen to music unless it's maybe classical or big band stuff. But beyond that, usually this is for talk, and talk does better with high treble. So I understand where they're coming from setting it that way. Too much bass and distorts a lot of audio when you're just having talking. So pretty cool.
Surveillance balloon the Air Force shot down off the coast of South Carolina a few.
Okay, we're going to switch back over. I don't think here in the U.S. we have anything on the 64 to 87 band, but we'll roll through it real quick before moving on. One thing I do like about the old-fashioned analog tuners is you can roll through the whole band real fast. That can be a good thing and a bad thing. It sometimes will make it hard to tune a weak station because, you know, minor movements will ruin it, you know, like moving off way too far from one direction or the other. But on the other hand, it helps to find stations really quickly, the stronger ones. All right, we're going to go to the US AM band. Midwave is what that would be. I'll turn the volume up a little bit. Not a very, just daytime here. It's about noon. Not great reception here on AM here at the house, but we'll give it a shot. I'll tell you what it is picking up a lot of is interference from LED lights that I have here, the computer that I have on, and the fans that are running all the heat here in the shop. Just gone over to the shortwave band, and with a little luck, so it starts at 55 or 56 megahertz, and we're going to go through that. That's a pretty weak signal, but there's something there. I wish I had the time to film these at night when everything is just rocking and rolling, but I was out here playing with this thing. I actually want to put this in a car, kind of a bug out bag item. So I figured I'd play with it first. There we go. Yeah, the Overcoming Ministry. You know, you can't go wrong with that guy. He's on many stations at many times throughout the day. Nice strong signal there too.
And the Bible says that when God moved.
There's another signal, a little weaker.
After the depends on various programs in the Assemblies of Yahweh, I knew this. But really it didn't happen that way because the work continued to prosper, even on top of this. But anyway, this letter, which I...
So just an observation that I'm seeing is that when it does pick up a signal that's fairly strong, it really picks it up well. Some of the weaker ones, they kind of have some fade, but again, it could be weather conditions today because it's not a very pretty day out. That's a nice strong signal, about 11,500 maybe.
I believe it was a clockwise spiraling cyclone pulse from Doppler, and then moments later, you saw what happened, I'm sure. So, yes, sir. I appreciate your call. That's a whole giant discussion area. It is a fact. I've had the...
Oh boy, I better turn that one down. God forbid we play the most banned person in the world on this. We'll move along there.
Pentagon reached out to me. They said that
But if you're interested in that sort of thing, he is available all day, every day. Just got to know where to go. Get yourself a free-to-air satellite system, and you can get his channel 24/7.
We'll be right back. Notice they call it Project Bluebeam. Now seeing strange blue and green lights.
All right, so there you go. Went through a couple of the bands. Well, I went through all the bands, being that it's daytime. Not great for signal reception here where I'm at nighttime. Probably get 50 or so stations without a long wire antenna. Of course, not using anything. Don't even have this antenna all the way up. But the bottom line is, would I recommend it? And you want to know the truth? Yes, I certainly would. It's interesting. A lot of the people that come to my channel are radio diehard fans like myself. And to them, a radio like this is just too basic. But for a lot of people, this is the gateway into something more. So while this won't do sideband like the other radio from XHDATA that I checked out, and while it doesn't do all the bands, it's not a general coverage receiver stopping at 22 and starting at 522. So it still covers the majority of what's out there, the majority of what's up there, I should say. And it's inexpensive. So why not? If you're thinking, hey, I wonder if shortwave is really worth it, pick up one of these things. Play with it. Find out for yourself if it's worth it in 2023. That'll do it for tonight, my friends. I'm Eric. This is Farpoint Farms. Hope you had an enjoyable time taking a trip with this radio with me. And I'll see you next time. Take care.